All right. Well, today, mic check 1 2. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. All right. So today we're actually going to be writing the lobby track for a game called Yes Warlord. It is, or Yes My Warlord, excuse me. So it's absolutely a fantastic game. I got to talk with the developer today, and we're going to be hooking this up, and it's going to be an absolute blast and a ton of fun. The game is hilarious. It's got some fantastic humor in it. I'm a big fan of the thing overall. Big fan of the developer too. Really cool dude. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be jumping in. So I'm going to talk you through the story so far, and then we're going to jump in and compose the track. So the story so far is reached out to the developer. Developer was looking for someone to compose music for like DLC, and we eventually found our way to understanding that, actually what was needed was, 3 original tracks for the game. The developer came in originally with 3 royalty-free tracks, which are cool. They're great. But, you want some custom music for your game, right? So we're going to get some custom music done here. And talked through, we sorted out the contract. We're ready to rock and roll. And we've got everything ready to go. So I've got my reference tracks, which are the original tracks the developer put in. Now, because the developer's been listening to these, I'm going to call them now placeholder tracks for several months, I'm actually not going to go too far away from what's here. I am going to, as always, when I'm stepping into a world with reference tracks, going to start by mapping everything out. And let's jump into the logic session and get started. Alrighty, so here we've got our lobby music as it stands right now. I'm going to hide this OBS. We're not going to need to change that anytime soon. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to map out what happens when. So even though I'm going to change what's going on, I am going to be following the structure of this music as I would generally do for any type of reference track. So here we go. Oops. So those drums sound kind of like phased or not. Something's weird with them. All right, so here we have, I should also get the tempo. That would be a really good first step. What did I do with my metronome? Well, I don't know where my metronome is, I do have a nifty plug-in here in Logic, if I recall correctly. Yep, BPM counter. That'd be the one. All right, 132 we're going to call it. Let's test that out. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, so we're 4 measures in. At measure 4, that's where the higher drums come in. All right, so this would be higher drums. And this is just going to be riff plus drums. Okay, let's keep going. Like there's more percussion here. More low drums. We might actually deviate from this substantially. Okay. High drum 16ths. At this point, where are we at? 36 seconds? Yeah. And this would actually be a great place to go back to drums only for our loop. And as always, when we're doing a looping piece, I'm planning for the loop well ahead of time. And I think we can likely call it there. That'll be a minute long. That'll be plenty. We'll even see if we get that far. We might actually make it shorter than that. Okay. All right. We've got this mapped out. I get the idea. We're going to do something like this. Take it to what I'd like to think is going to be the next level. Before we do that, I'm going to drink some tea and check the chat. All right. Coolio. This is our guy. There we go. Like the spikes on the armor. All right, let's do this thing. We're going to start by building out the drum groove, and I'm actually going to decide the entire drum groove for the whole piece. I think before I even write the riff. I could write the riff first and then build the drums around it. Now I'm going to start with the drums. Alrighty. So here we go. I'm actually going to, this is a project template. I'm going to remove a lot of this. We want to keep it in that sort of fantasy hybrid orchestra type vibe going on. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with my old steady, my action, but I'm going to do action hits. Because I'm actually going to build this. I'm going to build this groove. We build this groove. We build this groove on rock and roll. We build this groove. Building this groove on rock and roll. Okay. Strikes, but I'm going to take the hits, please. And let's see. Big cinematic hits. Oh, I like that for later. All right. Let's start with this. I'm going to just play around with the MIDI keyboard until we find a groove that I like. Bow. I'm going to take that part of it, I'm going to build differently around it. And for this, I am going to quantize everything. I'm also going to bring everything to be loud, like my favorite race car driver, Niki Lauda. I'm going to make it Niki Lauda. All right, here we go. Not my favorite race car driver. I just think that's a funny joke. All right. if we take it slower? I want this to be slower. Yeah. A little slower. Is that right? Yeah. Da. Da. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna get the rhythm right, then I'm gonna get the sounds right. Oh. What if we did that the first time? So what I'm doing is I'm making it so that the loop is actually longer in terms of the drums, so that there's more differentiation. In the sense that it's not just going to be a 4-measure thing that repeats, it's going to be an 8-measure thing that repeats. All right, let's listen to that. I don't think we have the right sound yet. This is good. Easy, got to change. Okay. And now what I want to do is we might actually just bring in what we're doing. Putting those two back. We're just going to bring just straight up a kick drum. Yeah, I had a feeling when I was deleting those others. I was like, maybe I'll use a conventional drum kit. I was like, no, surely I won't. And yet here we are. I like that. I like that a lot. Here's the thing. What I'm doing right now is I'm using EQ to find the impact in the kick because I want to have more impact. So I'm looking for where those frequencies are that create the impact, and then I'm going to dial it in. It's the impact that I want. Okay. Let's do a drop right here, and then it's going to be drums full force right here at the 30-second mark. That's where we're going to bring in the high drums. So let's test those out. Let's also see, I may bring some high drums in sooner. Let's see. Yeah, measure 4. bring them in. All right, I'm gonna go grab my damage kit for this. I'll call this mid perks. Okay. And so what I want to do is I'm actually creating interest just at the layer of the percussion. Because if I can sell this whole piece just at the layer of the percussion, I'm going to add a riff on this and the whole thing's going to be like, woof. But I actually want to get the rhythm to work first, and the rhythm to be interesting to listen to alone, and then I'll bring in the riff. I cannot hear you. Why can I not hear you? Oh, dude, I want to layer this in with the kick. Hold on. Okay. This is actually going to be kick 2. That's fun. And it's also so important to, like, when you're writing, don't place rules on yourself. You might, like, I went to go get a high percussion there, and I was like, oh no, wait, that'll work great for the kick. So I went for the kick. High perk 0-1. Now, let's do the high percussion. Let's find us something. It was funny. I think that was actually a snare, but I really like that with the kick. Okay, let's see. Aztec Drive. One and a 2 and 4. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm just going to get the rhythm first, and then I'm going to figure out the one. It's twice as fast. One and a It's gotta be something like that. No, that's. All right, now let's get the sounds. You know what we'll do for this? I wanted to use those sticks. We're going to do those sticks here. Yeah. Yeah. doing A, B, A, C with these. That's our A, B. Jicka, chicka, chicka, chicka. Let's do a 1, E and a 2, E and a 3, E and a yeah, yeah, dude. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna need some variation here, but that's okay. Listen to the whole beat together. And that'll be our loop point right there. All right, so I need one more rhythm that I'm actually going to write here with the full thing, and then I'm going to drag it out here for variation. Okay. What do I even want to do here? Let's loop it here. Let's get this going. Oh, something metal. Something toms. Something toms. Sounds the same as the other one. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna start singing things to myself until I find something that works. I'm just gonna like chun chicka chun. Dum, ticka dum dum dum, dum. 2, 1 and 2 and a 2, 2 and a 3 and 4. Why are you not making sound? Oh, it's because I put it in the wrong place. No wonder. Oh, it's low. It's down at like C. There we go. Okay. That 4 is a little too obvious. Let's move that. Okay. I'll create some variation here. Or E and a. Yeah, we also need some randomization here with the velocity. I'm also going to change these around. Randomly move these around. Yeah, dude. Okay. I think we can do one more layer of drums too. It's going to be lower. Do a couple of these here. It's like this slow fade out here. I think we need to stop the kick just a little sooner. Yep. Yeah, and then it'll be back in. That'll be our loop. Yeah. Okay. So we were actually going to put this in here. Oh, maybe we save these. And this is actually, yeah, we're going to save these. I'm going to actually call this mid percussion. And now we're going to do a low percussion. Again, I'm going to write it here so that it fits with the group, and then we're going to put it in here. Okay, let's get us some low sounds. Oh, maybe the same tom sounds will work. Let's see if we have some. So if we go low. Boom, maybe. Oh my. Nope. Yeah, okay. I'll just do this. Let's see what that does for a build-up. A little bit more reverb here. All right, we officially have a groove. Now's going to be the real fun part. And it's going to be bringing in our basses, our string basses, and building out something just absolutely gnarly in terms of a riff. Okay. Bass, riff. All right, let's do it. Okay, I want these. Shelly. Basses. Okay, I want staccato, sustain, staccato. Yeah, that'll do. All right. So first, as always, I'm going to figure out the rhythm, then I'm going to figure out the notes, and then I'm also going to figure out the articulation. That's going to work well here for the riff. What if we just played staccato for a moment? All right, let's write a riff, shall we? I want a paradiddle. I think that's a paradiddle. Anyway, let's bring that in. Let's quantize that puppy up. Hey. It's not just going to be this. Let's listen to it. All right, let's listen to this over the full thing. All right, now. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating variation in the riff. So it's not just the same thing over and over again. And so it's always, in every single part, every single piece of music, it's about balancing and walking that line between variation and repetition. All right, what happens if we repeat that? Yes, sir. Let's repeat that again. All right, now we're going to play on it. We're going to take that last motif here, bring it to the front. It's also like, hey, if you already have a motif that works, reuse it. go. More variation in the riff. Listen to that an octave up. I'm not sure. You know, when notes are this low, like this riff, it's almost like a textural thing. I'm not even listening to like the pitches really. I'm more going like, is this the texture I want? Yeah. Yep, and then that's where it's going to loop. All right, now I think we're going to go in and do some more variation now in the velocity. Now, this whole group of 8 here, I'm going to join that together and bring it over here so we have our entire bass line here done's. Okay, now we got the bass together. I want to listen to the whole thing, and I want to see what I want to add next. What happens if we slow this whole thing down, I wonder? Be fast to have that sense of urgency. Around 127, it's urgent. If we drop below that, it's threatening, but not urgent. I want that threatening sound, but also want this urgency. I feel like more needs to be happening with these here. That might need to happen soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the orchestra volume alone. I'm going to leave the bass alone and turn everything else down relative to the basses. What happens if I do this? Like, what if I take this exact stick idea I do that in 2 places? I did that in too many places. All right, it's just here. That's not quite it. It's like, because in the OG, there was like this so much. Oh, it's delay is what's happening. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do that. Yeah, we need another low drum through this whole thing. There's too much space here at the start. Okay. Let's do low perk 2. We also what if we do a let's also do this. There we go. take a don't. I want to change the sound of that. Just the first one. Let's do a tick-a-ta right into that. Just filling up the space a little bit. Alright, what if we take these clicky sticky things and we pitch them down? They feel a little high. What if we do something like this? Sounds like in context over here. No, man, I'm just not feeling it. Just not feeling it. Maybe I need to layer this as something. Maybe it needs to be something else. Also, what we're going to do here is we're going to take bass riff up octave, take this whole thing. I don't know, I'm like a little scattered right now. I'm doing so many different things. A little bit more reverb on both of these. We got to figure out something in here. Let's see. Mixer, reverb. Wrong one. Look at that. That's -7. Let's see what it wants to be over here. here. We got to figure out something for this. Okay. Let's listen to this. Okay. Let's try it as a different sound. Better. Something more needs to happen here. So I'm actually thinking we bring these in here and we actually do something a little bit more with them. Yeah, dude. Okay, what happens if we do this? We're going to cut this here. Then we're going to do this here, that, this, that. Okay. Okay, it works with that. Won't work the first time. So the second time it's got to be different. That also does not have that fun thing up there. So I'm going to do this version here as well. And it's because basically, the way I think about drums is I'm creating a melody with the drums. And if the melody of the drums isn't telling an effective story, then I'm doing it wrong. So I'm actually adjusting each drum relative to the other drums so that the full part tells that melody, tells that story. And if you have points where certain drum patterns are going to work together and then one piece is missing over here, and so you've got to change the thing over there. And so it's about building this groove. All right, now we're gonna test out some goblin chants and then we're gonna call it a day. So heads up to my awesome editor who's gonna edit this after the fact. You're about to get double vocals here. All right, here we go. 1, 2, mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2, mic check. Okay. Where do we want to start the goblin vocals? Now, this still that. This still that. That's right. All right. All right, so there was some crazy latency here, so we're just gonna adjust moving everything forward a little bit here. That's what you get for recording with latency, kids. All right. Okay, now for this. Get me a pitch shifter. I actually want to compress it a little bit. I might actually just comp this real quick because these loud parts are too loud. Too loud. They're standing out too much. And I could go in and compress it. It's like, or I could just comp it. So I'm going to comp it real quick. Boom, comping these vocals. And just manually bringing the gain down just until the waveforms looks about the same as the ones before. There we go. So those are jumping out a little too much. If I was a goblin, how would I sound? is the game we're playing. If I was a goblin, what would I sound like? Just out of curiosity, what happens if we do this? We're just going to scooch this back by a scoochity scooch, because goblins don't know how to sing in time. Why am I not hearing this? All right, maybe I'm going to compress it. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's listen from the beginning. Kind of like this. What if we comp it even stronger? Something going on here. Might be the echo. Oh, you know what it is? There's too much of the high end. This point, I'm going to double it up. I'm going to change the pitch shift, change the mix, change the pan. And also change the timing more significantly. Earlier, actually. No, it's not quite it. I had it right the first time. We'll get it. Right there. That's where it is. let's listen from the top one time. I think we might be done. All right, we're gonna get one more here. There's one even more forward. This makes it sound like there's more people. Or more goblins, I should say. I'm going to call this chant right. Chant left. And chant center. Okay, let's listen to this. I got to change. Chant right, maybe no pitch shift. No, we need to automate that there, okay? All right. There we go. Too far ahead, that is. Okay. Let's try splitting the difference here. There we go. Oh, dude, this is so much fun. All right, we're just gonna bring this down just a scoochity scooch over here. And these high things over here, we're also gonna bring those down just by reducing the velocity. These. So I'm kind of like pretty much mixing as I go here. Let's listen to this again. going to bring those high hits back in this first part here. That's in the very first drum part we wrote. We're just bringing those high clicker sound back, and that's just getting the mix to sound better. Oh, you know what? I want that loud sound, but I want it quieter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to create a new track. I'll call it Action Hits High. We're going to copy, paste this here, and I'm going to take everything that's not those high hits out of this. Boom, and then take the high hits out of the other one. And that's just like, sometimes you write a drum part and everything works on one line, and then sometimes it just doesn't. And so you've got to break the drum part out onto different staves. And like, if I'm writing like a drum kit, I'm always gonna have each one of those instruments routed to separate things just for control. I didn't do that here, and that's fine because we just did it now. Turn both of these up just the teeniest, tiniest little bit. That's going to be those chants. Bring those up because it doesn't quite sound like more goblins arrive to the party, and I want it to sound like that. I'm going to do the same thing at the end with those high shaker bits. I'm taking them out of the OG and then taking everything else out, copy paste. Oops, I did backwards. That's okay. Boop, boop. Great, and we're done. I'm gonna export this out for approval or notes from the developer. And if all is approved, we'll come back and get the loop session done. But I'm not gonna sit here and loop it until I know that it's good to go. So I'm gonna export it and we're all done. Thanks so much for joining me on this first part of Yes, My Warlord for the lobby. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.